When we recruit football student athletes at Luther College, we're looking for several things. The first thing is character. We want good character kids that are going to do things right all the time. You know, we talk about integrity, we talk about the character of kids. We want to recruit kids that fit that mold. When our football players leave our football program and have graduated and are moving on to the next stage in their life, we want to make sure that we've instilled values in them that they can use in the workplace, when they get married, when they have kids, those things that'll make them very successful in life. The recruiting process for our Luther Norse football program is pretty simple. What we do is we will contact student athletes in the spring of their junior season, and we'll start evaluating film to see if they fit our system academically and athletically. We have each assistant coach is responsible for different recruiting areas across the United States. Those recruiting coaches will get you to visit campus and check out our school, check out our football program, and get an opportunity to visit with coaches that will be coaching you and players that will be that you'll be spending time with for the next 4 years. You'll also get an opportunity to just see what it's like for an everyday process of being part of the Luther football program.
One thing we really look for our football players that we recruit here at Luther College is to have great character. When we go to a high school, we talk to the kid, we make sure that we find people that want to be a part of a program that's going to really develop them on the field and off the field. So when you go into high school or talk to parents, make sure that they have good values, that they're going to stay out of trouble, that they're not going to come here and be somebody that we don't want to be a part of, to really make sure they fit into our atmosphere. We try to create an atmosphere here that when we bring players in, that they really mold with our players to where they fit in with what we're looking to do.
My name is Derek Hartle. I'm the Director of Admissions at Luther College. We have about 2,500 students on campus. It's an entirely undergraduate population. We don't have graduate courses. Of our 2,500 students, about a third of those students come from Minnesota, about a third of our students come from Iowa, and about a third come from 37 additional states and about 50 different countries. We're incredibly proud of the academic reputation that Luther College has. There's over 60 different majors, minors, and pre-professional programs to choose from. We see a lot of students picking more than one major, or maybe a major and multiple minors. It's really all about whatever the student has a passion for, and whatever that student wants to spend their 4 years studying. The great thing about a liberal arts education is, regardless of the student's major field of study, they'll be able to leave Luther College as a very flexible, marketable student, and they will be able to enter a career of their choosing because they have a solid background in the liberal arts.
The student-professor relationship at Luther, I believe, is really going to depend on each individual professor as well as a student. However, I've been taking classes here for 4 years, and I've never had a professor that I don't get along with or that I don't respect or like their teaching style. All of my professors really make an effort to challenge their students and help them out whenever they have questions in or out of the classroom. They're really helpful, and my education is really advanced when I decided to come to Luther College. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to be a student and an athlete at Luther. However, all the academic staff and all the athletic staff really do take into account that you have a lot of different responsibilities as a college athlete. So what I've noticed is, especially with the football team, the football coaches have instituted programs to make sure that their players are excelling in the classroom.
My name is Paul Hoffman. I am the assistant head coach, defensive coordinator, and academic development coordinator here at Luther College football. The premise of it is all about expectations. You know, we're not going to ask a kid to come in and we'll go to practice and just say, hey, go play football, and not coach them up and teach them what they need to do and what to expect and how to do it. So we do the same thing on the classroom side of it. We do a lot of teaching in terms of letting them know the expectations as a student athlete here at Luther. And then throughout the semester, as the semester starts, now we start to get into programming every Sunday night, and then we have other study halls throughout the week, and then also they get hours through meeting with professors, through meeting with study groups, through meeting with tutors, through meeting with the writing center. They can gain hours, and they have a certain set amount of hours they have to get.
Professor to student relationship here at Luther is amazing. Average class size is 20 students, which boils down to about 12 to 1 faculty to student ratio. And that means that students and professors are just tight knit together. They get to know you on more of a personal level. They know who you are, your first name, your last name, they know what you're involved in, and they really get to know you. Being a student athlete, I mean, it can be challenging at times. You're definitely adding on to just being a normal student. You have to go to lifting sessions, go to practice, have team meetings, do film sessions, and then do some extra stuff in your room by watching film. And, I mean, it is challenging, but with a group of guys, like a football team, you all work together, and the coaches make it so fluid when you come in. They understand that you have class all day, so you might lift in the morning, have class, and have practice, and watch some film. And they ask a lot from you, but they also understand that you have time. You need time to study. You need time to be with your friends, and they know that college is a place to meet people and get a degree and to move on with life. And football is just a small portion of that.
Luther College football is partnerships with Adidas. Our young men get all kinds of different things from clothes and different things that we wear throughout the season as far as for games, for practices, in the weight room, things like that. It's been a great partnership with Adidas to shoot us wonderful deals for our kids. And it makes our kids feel special and makes them feel like we have a big time atmosphere with Adidas allowing us to do that.
I'm Mike Hammerly. I'm the defensive line coach for the Norse. I'm also the strength conditioning coach as well. At Luther College, our strength conditioning department is able to utilize a variety of facilities. We have an indoor track, which we can utilize for straight ahead running and some conditioning. We also have an indoor turf facility that we just opened up last fall, so we can utilize that to do short change direction. We like to utilize that to warm up, do our plyos, to do med ball throwing, and we use it sometimes for our cool down for foam rolling and stretching. But our facilities here, we have plenty of space to make sure we get things done, and obviously we have a lot of space outside that we can utilize as well. Our practice facilities, we have really nice practice facilities. We can use those to run as well.
I feel that one word that really describes our offense here at Luther is physical. With kind of how we play our game, with how the option type style of offense that we run, it really predicates on being a physical football team. It's a lot different than what you'll see with a lot of colleges these days. It kind of gives us an advantage over some other schools for preparation during the week. Gives us kind of a leg up on teams trying to know what's going on with our offense. But the physical mentality really sets us apart from a lot of schools that you'll see this day that are more of a spread offense. But we don't have the ground game, and given that physical side of the football has been one thing that's been a huge advantage for us. The philosophy they have for the Luther College on offense is to really kind of ground and pound the ball. We run the flex bone triple option, and it really creates a different mentality for a lot of our players. Being able to create a tough, physical, disciplined style of football is something that you don't see a lot anymore. Making teams really prepare in 5 days for our offense is not something that a lot of schools like to see. It really creates other defenses to play assignment football. But on the offensive side of the ball, being able to take our guys that may not fit some other systems and really bring them into us and recruit to certain positions is a great advantage that we have in recruiting as well. To be able to take kids that may not be as big or may not have the certain speed qualities that some schools will look for, but they fit perfectly in what we try to do. With the undersized O-linemen, with the faster slot backs, with the bigger type receivers, really plays into our side of the ball and our ball game. The being physical side of things, our kids really enjoy it. It's kind of a mentality that starts in our weight room and kind of comes onto the football field. But the discipline, the physicality, the assignment football that we play really creates a lot of mismatches for the teams that we see.
In a defensive player, we're looking for someone that is willing to go beyond what they think they can do. Someone's willing to push past their boundaries, because everybody's got a certain level that they think, well, this is as good as I can be. Well, to take that completely out of the equation and push themselves as far as they can. Usually that comes from just doing what's expected from us and where we push them to be. Because as players and as people, we don't realize how high our potential really is until all of a sudden we look back like, holy cow, I did that. So we try to push our guys past their potential and get them to just play fast and have fun. So we run a 4-2-5, and the whole idea of the defense is put speed on the field with 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, and 4 guys up front. Allows us to balance off to have 4 up front to help stop the run. Only 2 backers, so it gives you a 6-man front, but with speedy safeties that are near the box and can go ahead and fill, and they definitely have run fits on it. Whole thing's predicated upon speed. We'll run multiple coverages in the back end, depending upon what's needed that week, but we have our base coverages that we run every week.
One word that describes the defense would be discipline. We're a very disciplined football team, and I think the things that we do on defense require a high level of discipline, really offense and defense, but I think we do a really good job of being disciplined. We kind of all do our job. There's no one person that's more important than anyone else, so I think discipline would be a way that I would describe our defense.
Thing that we're looking for in a special teams player is someone that's going to give great effort and pay great attention to detail, that is going to take pride in his role and his responsibility within the football team. One word that describes our special teams is tenacity. We're going to give great effort on every single play, and someone that's going to fight till the whistle blows and play through the whistle.
I think family perfectly encompasses what this program is. It's a group of guys who've come together for a certain goal, and they love each other. They'll do anything for each other just as a family would. The coaches really serve as mentors, like parents, but when it comes to crunch time or when it's game day, you really dial it in and you'll do whatever it takes to succeed for your brother and for your mentors.
The relationship between the players and coaches on our football team is amazing. I mean, it's comparable to like the relationship you build with your high school coaches. You come into a program with the coaches that are willing to sit down and talk with you for a long time about whether it's plays or even your personal life. They take a lot of time in knowing who you are and what kind of person you are.
Our philosophy here at Luther College for our football program is threefold. We have three different things we want to focus on, and the first thing for our student athletes is their academics. We have a wonderful academic setting for our kids, and they'll have, basically, being a liberal arts school, we can allow different things. You know, we have a lot of leeway with majors, and our professors work constantly with those student athletes to find something that really fits what they're interested in doing. I think the next thing that's important with our football philosophy is we want to develop a discipline and a toughness that can carry over from the weight room to practice and onto the game field on Saturday afternoons. When we can establish that, we feel like that on Saturday afternoons we can win football games with that mentality that allows us to compete for conference championships, and hopefully in the future that we can compete in the playoffs as well. I think the last thing we want to do is we want to develop men of character and integrity. I think we also want to, with building men of character and integrity, want to make sure that they can leave Luther College and our football program with the intangible things that will make them successful in life. Whoever comes out with more energy is going to have a huge advantage of what's going on. Does everybody understand that? So get yourself ready to go.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for chances fair.
We ask for chances fair.
Chance to earn all stripes.
Chance to earn all stripes.
Chance to do it or dare.
Chance to do it or dare.
We should win.
We should win.